Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are Group A, and we would like to discuss and present our PowerPoint about overview of the internet. And before we are going into the material, I would like to introduce the member of Group A. The first one is me, Nurhera Arindita Fortuna, and the second one, Niftahul Jannah Asir. The third one is Nurwafik Aziza. The fourth one is Fitria Wahyu Makarayeng. The fifth is Fatia Tazkiratun Nisa. And the last one is Umayyah Tiara Putri. So without any further ado, let's just move into the first material that will be presented by me. So the first material is what is the internet? As we can see, the internet, or as known as a cyberspace, the information of superhighway, the online community, the electronic library, and the digital revolution, all a series of creative metaphors trying to define it. Applications that use or base a transportation information connect through internet can be seen below: email and www or World Wide Web. Several things that could offer a superhighway information using internet can be seen below. The first one in computer can be it can be as a video, audio, and interactive elements of the net. The second one is telephone line, from computer through telephone line to transport data while being connected. The third one is modem. It can be send and receive the data. And the last one in internet service provider or ISP. And when we use it is a monthly charge in order to use the internet. So the next material is about a bit of history, will be represented by Niftahul Jannah Asir. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, moderator, for the opportunity that given to me. And the next material is about a bit of history. Next. The first version of the internet was started during the 1960s in the United States as ARPANET, a Defense Department network. One computer was linked to another, share information. Gradually, more computers were added to the network, and people began to send simple messages for the network to distant colleagues. This at the time incredible communications platform was adopted by the academic community, and with fast improvements added by European computer wizards became the friendly tool that we refer to as the internet today. And next.
Okay, the next material is application and their uses, will be delivered by Niftahul Jannah Asir and Umayyah Tiara Putri.
And the next is what sets up apart. Most of the current text-only internet tools are left to first from bygone era of more primitive computer technology. As the net incorporates more and more multimedia features, some of these text-only applications become obsolete. Some are superseded by more user-friendly programs, and others are adapted. The key text-based applications that remain are: the first one is email, the second one is mailing list, the third one is news groups, and the next is chat. I think that's all.
Okay. Let me continue the explanation, Nurjana's explanation. This time, I will explain about application. Yeah, application. In this point, there is Mu. Yeah, let's say Mu. Mu is one of several types of multi-user environments that have evolved from adventure games and role-playing simulations. Moods are also used for serious educational purposes. Some have spatial areas, slower pace, interaction set up. Okay, for my connection, let me preface in explanation. So let's move to the multimedia to the next explanation. That is, multimedia internet uses necessitate modern computers as well as additional hardware and software. Also, not everyone has access to these applications. They have been the driving force behind the internet's growth in recent years. They are the first is video conferencing, is the use of a live video link over the internet to communicate. Conferencing and telephony applications are typically no more expensive to use than a local phone call. Whether you're talking to someone across town or on the other side of the world. Sorry. Uh, Next, I will explain about the World Wide Web. So the World Wide Web is a multimedia resource and communication tool based on hypertext. Hypertext. So what is hypertext? Hypertext is a network of clickable links. When you click on a highlighted word or image, you are transported to that location, which could be the next page in the document or another document entirely. Access to most of the older forms of the internet is now built into the software for viewing the web, called a web browser. Okay, sorry. I think my network is so bad. Okay, I'll next. I will continue my explanation. So we can read our email, view news group message, do video conferencing, and gain entry to many other useful programs we have not mentioned here. Okay, I think that's all. I'm sorry for my network and yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much from Miftahul and Umayyah. Now we will move on to the next material. The title is about our teacher using the internet that will be delivered by Fatiyah Tazkiratunisa. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator. The next material is our teacher using the internet. Next. The third annual Internet as Use Survey of Language Professionals by Caroline G. Feidelman, Agora Newsletter, January 1997 special report. The typical respondent to this survey was female, began using the internet sometime in 1994. Spent 1 hour a day reading a mail. Belongs to 3 discussion lists, of which Usenet news group is trying to find some way to integrate this new medium into his or her teaching, and browse the web perhaps 5 hours per week. If 1994 to 95 was the year of getting on the internet, then 1996 was the year of getting into the net. We have gone from only 20% of those polled having even tried to web in 1994 to 97% of those polled being regular users these years. The results indicate a qualitative improvement in the use of this valuable tool for information retrieval. teaching and idea exchange in the relative percentages shown below. Next. A. Source of information. Class, syllabus, teacher's link, cultural information, students' homepage. B. Homework, exercise, printouts for student, other activities. C. Teaching students how to use the web. D. Teacher training. E. In-class activities, listening, reading, exploring information searches, research. Still, there are many parts of the technology that are not yet being exploited to their full potential, namely the audio and video components. And there is a real lack of substantial research into the pedagogical implication of the technology. Okay, that's all for me. I will move the.
Okay, thank you very much, Fatia, for the nice explanation. Now we'll move on to the next material. It's about how to use basic email that will be presented by me. So as we can see here, there are two common ways to get email. The first one, if you are a traveler, it is better to register. It is better to register with one of the companies because there will be no charge for it. However, there are drawbacks. The first one, it can be very slow, nice, since the service are so popular. The second is customer will be paying telephone and ISP charge every time they read and reply your message. The second one is the customary way of using email is by getting the service from your internet service provider or ISP. You can read and write the replies while you are disconnected from the internet, and it saves a lot of times and expense. For the next material is about how email address usually look like. As we can see in here, we can see the example of the email. It's the teller@hotmail.com. So I will elaborate each of them. The first one is the teller. The teller is the first bit of your name of the user of the email, and it usually given by your ISP or internet service program. And the second is symbol @ Symbol @ defines the username from the domain name, and the Hotmail is the name of the company. So most of people nowadays use Gmail rather than use Hotmail, but others also use the Yahoo, I guess. And the last one is .com. So .com means the last bit is the country or type of organization you have your email with. .com means commercial provider. .edu means academic, and .ac.uk academic in the United Kingdom. If we say in Indonesia, it should be .ac.id because ID means Indonesia. The next one is about the format of an email message is similar to that of a memo or a fax, and it can be seen on the side. So as you can see, if you would like to send an email, the format looks like it's very similar with a fax. There is the receiver, such as to the students at myschool.it, and from is the one who sent the email. The subject is about what we're going to send, such maybe, for example, it's an assignment like academic writing essay or etc. CC or BCC is the one who would like to tag along with the email. And here we can see what's inside of the email or what kind of message that we would like to send to the receiver. The next material is about how mailbox folders look like. As you can see, this is how the mailbox folders looks like. When you have written your message, click on the send or the Q button, and to send it to your outbox, a special file for email waiting to be sent. When you have finished composing several messages, you can connect and send them all at once. Receiving mail is just a simple click on the check mail, and then from within the file menu. After the program retrieves new message to your inbox, you can read them at your leisure. To open a message, just double click on it. After a while, you may want to organize the message you receive into folders, and you just need to click these personal folders. I think that's all from me, and I will move on to the next presenter, which is Fatia. Time is yours.
Okay, the next material is what is need to quit. There are some general next. There are some generally recognized convention for sending electronic communication, which are collectively known as netiquette. These standards are basically just common sense mixed with a bit of courtesy, and have developed over the years so that no one forgets that there is a human being at the other end of the telephone line. Here is a raw outline of accepted protocol. Next. One, don't capitalize everything. It looks as if you are shooting and it is difficult to read. Use this technique for key points. 2, spelling and grammar. Before you send a message, read through it again and run it through a spell checker. 3, length. Avoid quoting long text from other people just to say you agree with them. Shorten your signature file to no more than 4 lines. 4, multiple recipients. Being able to send the same message to more than one recipient is a very useful tool, but it can be considered rude if used too much. Do not send by mail containing unsolicited material. 5, criticisms. Be careful what you read into other people's message, because in the absence of paralinguistic information, it is easy to misinterpret what others are saying. This is why smiles or emoticons were invented as simple ways to express intention. There are many different styles of smile. You have to tilt your head to the left to understand them. Avoid meeting out sharp criticism, which is called flaming, since no one entity owns or polices the net. It is not mandatory to follow any particular rules. And if you are planning on using the internet with students, it might be a good idea to run through these notes with them before they go online for the first time. Thank you. That's all for me. I will move the moderator.
Okay, the next material, thank you, Fatia. The next material is what is web browser, will be presented by Fitria Wahyu Makaraeng. Time is yours.
Okay, well, thank you for the opportunity. Next, I will continue the material, and the material is about what is a web browser. Okay, the first web browser came with the name World Wide Web, or WWW, and was invented by Tim Berners-Lee in 1990. A web browser is one type of software or software that is generally used and utilized to open a page on an internet site. A web browser is also called software that functions as a recipient, accessor, and presenter of various information on the internet. In the web browser, there is content in the form of image, audio, video, and web page. These contents are linked using hyperlinks and classified by URL, or Uniform Research Identifier. So we can see that a web browser is very useful in our life, maybe in education and in our daily routine. Next. Okay, how to use web browser. Next. Okay, there are four steps to use web browser. The first is type a request website URL or search keyword into the browser. For example, of person.com. The second is the browser process your request and send it to the surface of the website you want to visit. For example, www.person.com. And the third is the website verifies your request and then provides the data to the browser. For example, http://www.person.com. And the last step is the browser process data from the website servers and displaying it in the form of the web page. For example, a paired image, text, and materials. Well, maybe that's all from me. I back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Fitria. Now we'll move on to the next material. It's about navigating the web that will be presented by Nurwafik Asisa. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Here I will explain about navigating the web. Next slide, please. Yeah, as you can see in the slide, navigating around a website itself is very easy. It is what is called point and click technology. You point your mouse at a link and click, which transport you to another page within the website or to another location altogether. Next slide. How do you know if something is a link? The two most common ways are, first, links are usually highlighted in a different color from the rest of the text and they may be underlined. The system of links is called hypertext. When you visit a link, it should change color to remind you later that you have already seen it. The second, if you pass your mouse over different bits of text and picture, the course will change. Normally, from an arrow to a hand. The hand means that you can click there because it is a link. You can tell where the link will take you by watching the address change in the status bar at the bottom of the browser. Links can lead to other things as well. You can download software by simply clicking on a link and following the instructions that appear. Links can also be connections to audio and video files, which is use special software programs that are integrated into the browser to play them back. Next, please. Okay, here I will talk about the conclusion. In this chapter, we have tried to define the term internet, separating the series of computer networks that compose the actual highway from the application that transport information on it. We have outlined the requirement needed to become a member of the online community. Look at brief history of the internet and how it has developed into an international communication system, and describe the key text and multimedia application.
Hello, Afik.
Oh my God, sorry guys, I have poor connection. Okay, the last one is dissected a simple web page and analyze the components of a website address when have also reviewed some of the most useful features of web browser and explain how to move between websites. I think that's all. I give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Wafik, for the next explanation. And I would like to say thank you for all of the members who have explained all the materials very well. Thank you very much for your time and your participation. And I will end it our presentation here. Thank you very much once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.